CIA Director Leon Panetta says that former Vice President Dick Cheney's criticism of the Obama administration's approach to terrorism almost suggests that he wishes the U.S. would be attacked again to make his point. Joining me now, Democratic Congresswoman from California, Jane Harman. We want to talk about passage of the Pakistan aid bill in the House, but let's first get to this whole issue of Homeland Security. You're the chairman of the Homeland Subcommittee. Let's figure out Panetta versus Dick Cheney. Now, in reading this very closely, this was an interview with Jane Mayer. The interview was done just as the director was returning and hearing for the first time about Dick Cheney's speech. So it was within moments of hearing about the speech. That's the context. And he said it's almost as though he were wishing. But is that something he should have said? It says it's almost a little bit gallows politics. When you read behind it, it's almost as if he's wishing that this country would be attacked again in order to make his point. I think that's dangerous politics. He's certainly putting it out there.
Well, no one I know, or no one in the center of our current political world wishes that the U.S. would be attacked again. Let's start there. But I do think that Dick Cheney is provoking responses, maybe not our most positive responses, in the way he continues to play the fear card. I think he has no basis for saying that President Obama is making the country less safe. In fact, looking back, this administration inherited a messy legal situation in trying to close Guantanamo and in trying to come up with policies on interrogations and other things that comport with our Constitution and our laws. And so I think a more productive thing for the Vice President to do would be, frankly, to stay home. But if he can't restrain himself, perhaps to explain why he thinks the Bush policies were good policies.
And I did speak with Leon Panetta's spokesman, his press spokesman, who said that what he was trying to say in that interview was how profoundly he disagrees with the Vice President's suggestion that the U.S., that the Obama administration's policies make the U.S. any less secure. Let me ask you about Guantanamo. You raised the point of the murky legal situation. One upshot of that is that we've got 4 Uyghurs who are a Muslim minority from China who are now basically getting ice cream and lolling about on the white sand beaches of Bermuda. It's sort of incongruous to see these 4 men in their polo shirts from Guantanamo now eating ice cream in Bermuda. This whole situation is kind of an Alice in Wonderland. I mean, look at that picture right now. I guess I'm not sure you can see it, but one of the Uyghurs is swimming in the ocean. It's the first time we're told that they had ever been to the ocean. Is this a good outcome?
Well, let's understand that a lot of people, certainly including the Chinese Uyghurs, were sent to Guantanamo under murky legal circumstances. They were picked up perhaps in places that gave us the impression they might be dangerous, but we didn't have a process applied to them that would determine that. And some of these Uyghurs, maybe all of them, were basically in solitary confinement for 7 or 8 years in Guantanamo with very scant chance daily to exercise. And it turns out that they're not a security risk to the United States and they didn't commit a crime. So I'm not thinking about rewards, but I'm thinking as soon as we get this, the sooner we get this Guantanamo chapter behind us, the better. President Obama is right to want to close Guantanamo within a year. The legal issues are tough, but I'm one who believes that we can try these people and incarcerate them, or some of them, safely in the United States of America. And I think playing the fear card the way former Vice President Cheney does is something we should finally resist and push back on.
Now let's get to Pakistan, which is your bill that's passed the House. First of all, what we're seeing now, maybe finally, is we're told some real increase in Pakistan's attacks on the Taliban in their strongholds. And in fact, there's even some suggestion from intelligence leaders that you might have al-Qaeda trying to relocate from those strongholds, maybe even Osama bin Laden, and maybe move to places like Yemen or Somalia. What does your Assistance Act try to accomplish, given how perilous the security situation in Pakistan has been and the political situation?
Well, let's not conflate al-Qaeda and the Taliban totally. Al-Qaeda has been a threat to the world, and certainly to our interests, and al-Qaeda Central, the command structures located in the tribal areas of Pakistan. It is more recent, Andrea, that the Taliban, which was based primarily in Afghanistan, although it staged attacks out of the tribal areas, has now targeted Pakistan as well. And I want to commend the Pakistani government for now figuring out that they have an internal threat and for targeting Taliban leadership. And there are huge consequences to this. There are a lot of millions of displaced people from the attacks in the Swat Valley who need aid from the Pakistanis, the international community, and us. But as for my bill, or the bill the House passed by a largely partisan vote, which was unfortunate, but it was at least some Republicans joined us. It says that in order for Pakistan to get non-military aid and military aid in 2010, our president has to certify that efforts are being taken by the Pakistani government to stop proliferation. Pakistan has 60 to 100 nukes. It also harbors A.Q. Khan, who is a Pakistani hero but an international outlaw, who, at least according to the Dutch, stole European technology to give Pakistan the bomb in the first place and created a network which has supplied, we know this, Iran, North Korea, and was going to supply Libya. So it's very important that the Pakistanis crack down on Khan and make sure that their nuclear arsenal is safe if we're going to give them additional billions of U.S. dollars. And the House agrees with me. The Senate so far does not. But I want to urge that we insist on non-proliferation as one of the goals of our continued aid to Pakistan. And finally, you said maybe al-Qaeda will move to Yemen and Somalia. There's increasing evidence that they are moving to Yemen and Somalia, and those are big danger spots in the world. And certainly Somalia is a failed state, so I'm very worried, and U.S. policy obviously has to focus there.
And build up some sort of presence there in Somalia, as difficult as that would be?
As difficult as that would be, we obviously need state-of-the-art intelligence, something I've insisted on for years, and I do want to commend Leon Panetta for steps he's taking to restore the morale in his agency and to make sure it has a strong forward presence. I salute the intelligence operatives around the world, but Somalia is a tough target, and we need accurate and actionable information about what al-Qaeda's intentions are in Somalia and in Yemen, where we do have much better relationships.
All right, Jane Harman, thank you very much from Capitol Hill today.